Hmm, which one of this to watch?
本当の狩りの始まりだ。
Solo leveling, huh? I guess we can add that to this list. Hi, and welcome to Anime Matrix. As a usual reminder, always choose the red pill because that's as good as subscribing to the channel. You just don't know it yet, but you'll press that subscribe button. Right? Right? In this video, we'll be previewing the 2024 winter anime season. The fall season is almost over, and we'll do a season review in a few weeks. But trust me, there are some straight up stinkers in that season that I had the displeasure of watching till the end. Wait, did I just wake up to some inner kink as a masochist? Please do note that the anime we will be talking about today are those that I will watch or continue to watch. I base it on their synopsis or if I am currently watching it or I previously watched a season of it. And like I did with my previous season preview video, I will break down the list into categories because I feel like it's easier to do it that way. And now, without further ado, let's preview the Winter 2024 anime season. First, the carryovers from the fall season. Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. Aside from the anime's huge influence on the cosplaying community, the anime Frieren is such a breath of fresh air. In terms of a new anime in a fantasy setting, too many isekais have plagued the fantasy genre for years, I feel like. And this one is like a throwback to classic anime with fantasy settings. Also, the chill atmosphere and the epic story that is going on at the same time is so good that I don't know how they're balancing it. The characters are also really fleshed out and are being continued to be fleshed out. So, if you're not watching this, I don't see any reason why not. But if you need more convincing, then please do check out my review which I made when it released. Shangri-La Frontier. It's the better VR MMO anime that released last fall. The action is quite great, but I feel like the story is somewhat lacking in direction. But I guess that's because they are setting up a lot of things. The Apothecary Diaries. This anime had me when I first heard the opening song. It's a banger. The story is like when Detective Conan had a baby with Dr. Blackjack. Not literally, of course. Conan is a kid. But if we're talking about Shinichi Kudo, then... And he's set in ancient China. And if that doesn't intrigue you, it should. Ragna Crimson. The story had an interesting start, but kind of slowed down a bit, and then picked up right again. I'm looking forward to the rest of the story, but I know that it won't end in 24 episodes, so I'm preparing myself to be left hanging by season's end. Seven Deadly Sins, The Four Nights of Apocalypse. I love the original series, The Seven Deadly Sins, well, except for season 3 and season 4, because the animation was shit. Imagine censoring blood by turning it into white. Anyway, this new series is in the same adventurous vein as the original, but it can be serious if it wants to be. So, here's hoping that it's a worthy successor, but the jury's still out on that. Firefighter Daigo, Rescuer in Orange. Realistic anime like this are so rare these days. You get to learn about rescue operations together with the suspense of their missions. What's not to like? Next up are the returning anime. These are shows that already have a previous season or core under its belt. Classroom of the Elite Season 3. Probably what I am most looking forward to. When I first watched the initial season, it was really fresh back then. It was like a version of an overpowered MC without the actual powers. He's just smart, He's cunning, he's hot-headed. That's what I meant. Glad I could cut that out. I did cut it out, right? Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy, Season 2. It's actually under a separate category that I will be talking about later, but since it's a Season 2, that takes precedence. The first season was so-so, to be honest. Typical fare for its genre. Overpowered MC with their own harem. Checks all the boxes. Mashal, Magic and Muscles, the Divine Visionary Candidate Exam Art. I've seen this plot before, but with just a fresh, or maybe not, coat of paint. MASH is a cross between One Punch Man's Saitama and Black Clover's Asta. I will still watch it because it might get interesting, but the novelty has already worn off. Dangers in My Heart, Season 2. It's my favorite rom-com in a while. I'm really looking forward to it because I thought the Season 1 had a really good ending. But if they're going to give me more, who am I to say no? Banished from the hero's party, I decided to live a quiet life in the countryside. Second, this anime belongs in a new genre where they are banished from the hero's party, but in fact, they were actually strong. It was intriguing and unique at first, but it got kind of predictable in the end. I suppose there are more stories to tell, so I'm all for it. High Card Season 2. It's an original anime, which means it was not based on any existing media. I really enjoyed the first season, so I'm glad it's not a one off where it just ends in one season. So let's keep it coming. Up next, my favorite genre of all, rom-com, or just romance, but usually they are comedic as well. So let's see what's on the list. What's this? What the heck is romantic subtext? What kind of genre is that? Are you saying that it's romance, but it might not be romance? A slight romance? Does the romance genre have different levels? Then let's just call it fling or flirting only if that's the case. Someone please explain this shit to me. The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. It's romance in a real world setting that has fantasy elements. I really like that type of story so much. In fact, it's the type of setting that I'm currently writing. If you're interested in a light novel slash anime type of story, I'll leave the link in the description below. Self-promotion? Check. Hokkaido gals are super adorable. Okay, tell me more. Huh? I have to watch the anime? Fine. A Sign of Affection. The synopsis gives off the vibes like the anime movie A Silent Voice, which I really love. Well, that means I'm looking forward to this. So, can't wait. Dr. Elise, the Royal Lady with the Lamp. A medical romance story with a sprinkle of reincarnation. Well, that's a welcome combination. I just hope that it's as interesting as the synopsis made it out to be. The Demon Prince of Momochi House. A supernatural romance story. It's amazing how diverse the romance genre can be, unlike the next category that we are going to talk about in a bit. And as for what category it is, let's now talk about the most creatively exhausted genre of them all, Isekai. I still like to watch it, but it's already with diminishing returns. There are few new creative ideas used in each anime, which is why it's starting to get stale. You know when you're copying an assignment from your friend and then they tell you that you should change it up a bit so it's not too obvious that you copied it? Yeah, that's Isekai in a nutshell. My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this world stands a chance against me. That title alone checks all the boxes of what Isekai anime should be. Overpowered hero, otherworld setting, and a freaking long ass title. The wrong way to use healing magic. If this is another redo of Healer, then I'm all for it. If this is another isekai anime with an overpowered MC, I'm not gonna watch it. Who am I kidding? I'm gonna watch it. Tales of Wedding Rings. I like that it's focused more on romance, according to its synopsis. So maybe I'll enjoy this more than the previous two in this list. Hopefully. The weakest tamer began a journey to pick up trash. Another sob story where the protagonist has the unfortunate situation of getting reincarnated with a misunderstood but overpowered skill. When will we get the anime where the hero doesn't get any skill? I'd watch that. And ReZero doesn't count. He can go back to his save files and autosaves whenever he dies. If it already exists, please point me to their direction. Fluffy Paradise. I like how the English title removes any isekai mention in it. You won't fool me. At least it's tagged as a slice of life, so I guess this anime is pretty chill. Before we move on to the final category that I will talk about, I want to discuss a subgenre of isekai that has become quite popular. And it means that it's starting to become copies of each other as well. A villainess who is redoing her life to avoid her doom. Here are this season's entries. Villainous level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. 7th time loop. The villainess enjoys a carefree life, married to her worst enemy. When you see villainess in the title, expect some sort of variation of the description I said earlier. Hopefully, it won't be as exhausted as the isekai genre, but I'm starting to doubt that. Finally, we'll look at some anime that are mainly action, but mixed with other genres. Solo leveling. The topic of our cold open. To be honest, I have no idea about this anime, except that it's based on a webtoon and that it's insanely popular. I'm looking forward to it based on that hype alone. Chained Soldier. Just by reading the synopsis alone, I can't help feel that it's just a standard harem anime disguising as an action anime. I hope it's not as shallow as the ones that came before it, with just the same tag genre. The Unwanted Undead Adventurer. That title is intriguing enough for me to check it out. The Strongest Tanks Labyrinth Raids. Attack with a rare 9999 resistance skill got kicked from the hero's party. This season's entry to the Kick from the Hero's Party subgenre. If it's a more serious take of something like buffery, then I'll enjoy this. The Witch and the Beast. Well, that's a little combination. I'm in. Ishura. It's somewhat like a battle royale based on the synopsis. I'm curious what the overall plot will be. Shaman King Flowers. Hot take, Shaman King's ending was unsatisfactory at best and shitty at worst. Yo Sakura really embodied the tok-tok nujutsu that Naruto was preaching. I just hope this sequel series is much better. But sequels usually aren't. Please be the exception to the rule. And that's a wrap for our Winter 2024 anime season preview. Speaking of winter, happy holidays to everyone. Hope you enjoy your time with your family, friends, and 2D waifus and husbandos. So, what are you guys most looking forward to? Tell me down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe so you'll be updated with my next upload. See you next time.